Hi, what's up there? What I have for today is the work on this beech. So I cannot promise you a huge transformation, but in return, I offer to you a lot of techniques to the work on deciduous and aesthetic concepts to work on them successfully. So please keep an eye on it. Recently,
La primera cosa que os voy a
popular
enseñar
this
ahora
kind
no
of,
es de este árbol, es
little
esta chaqueta tan
groups
chula,
of,
¿veis?
beeches,
Que los más guapos han hecho,
and probably
que es de un grupo de bonsaístas de aquí de un pueblo al lado que se llama Guadarrama.
When you buy
Nada, que ni son
the
asociaciones
images
ni nada, pero
pero
different because they have much more ramifications. But
after
bueno, se han enrollado y me
you
han
pay
traído este
attention
regalito, así que muchas
on
gracias,
it,
chicos.
you'll realize that
Ahí, Guadarrama.
bueno,
more than 50%
en cuanto al árbol,
all this ramification
bueno,
este tipo de
So,
bosquetes de hayas
what
se
I've
han
done,
empezado a hacer populares, han
before
bueno, pues,
start
de repente en el
the
mercado
video,
hay
has
algunos
been,
por ahí circulando. Yo este lo compré el año pasado, lo he estado dejando crecer, o sea, cultivando,
before that,
devolviéndole
well,
vigor,
I bought
no es que vengan muy pletóricos, como siempre, con los yamadori. El trabajo previo que se le ha hecho este año, o sea, antes del vídeo, ha sido eliminar todas las ramitas secas que había, la tira, o sea, todos estos bosquetes de hayas circulando,
so what I have to do
son ramoneados del ganado, entonces
bring back the
se
energy
hacen unas pelotas de hojas y el interior se seca fácilmente, y más cuando se recuperan. Entonces, más de la mitad del árbol estaba seco, y es lo que hemos quitado. Así es que tenedlo en cuenta cuando veáis uno de estos y os lo vayáis a comprar. Tener en cuenta lo que está vivo y lo que está muerto, que es un poquito difícil de ver así
first of all, I need to create
pero
a
bueno,
nice
es que
structure.
empiezas a
This
meter
is
tenazas
exactly
de
the same.
Así es
For
que,
deciduous,
atención.
Luego,
Otra cosa llamativa, bueno, veis que ha hecho unos crecimientos muy fuertes,
so you could see that there
muy
is
localizados, o sea, no ha sido
many,
todo el árbol que se ha alargado, de hecho hay
good
unas diferencias
balls
grandes de vigor
entre created by
estas
many
ramas,
branches very
tienen los
strong
tirones,
growing on the same
fijaos
point.
que potencia,
You know
y
that
estas otras interiores que están
bonsai need
tiritando.
to have a nice
De hecho,
tapering,
veo que todavía queda
especially
hasta algún
in
brote.
deciduous where you
Entonces,
can see
lo
in
primero
winter the
es
structure of the
equilibrar
tree.
ese vigor,
Well,
¿vale?
so
O sea,
what I
en
have
cuanto
here
a
is
cultivo. En cuanto a formación,
thin
lo que más
branches
me
down,
molesta, bueno, lo
thick
primero que voy a
branches
trabajar
up.
es en la
So I
estructura
need
del árbol,
to,
como siempre, sea caduco o sea
bring back
conífera.
this
Vale,
to
entonces
turn
lo
this
que más me molesta son
situation.
estas
So
pelotas,
I will use a saw
estas
and
acumulaciones
and I will
de ramas
remove
creciendo
many of
todas en el
these
mismo
thick
sitio.
branches.
And what is
con
going to happen?
engrosamientos. I will
Que,
lose a lot of
bueno,
ramification.
pues,
So
que
when
son producto de que, claro,
when
el
I
árbol
finish
manda toda la fuerza a las puntas, al
you
exterior
probably
de la
will
copa,
think
se concentran ahí
what
todas
a
las ramas
disaster.
y se
It
engordan.
was a
Pero ya
beautiful
sabéis
tree,
que en el
just
bonsai
need to
tiene que haber
cut
cantidad,
some shoots
grosor
and
máximo
now it's
en la base del
almost
tronco
empty, so probably
y mínimo
50%
en la
of the
punta.
tree
Aquí
is going
pues
to
tenemos
go
ese
away.
problema. Así es que ¿qué va a pasar?
After this
Que voy a meter el
work.
serrucho. ¿Cuál va a ser la
In return, I
consecuencia?
will
Que voy a
have a
perder un
nice
montón de
structure of
ramitas.
the tree,
Así es que cuando
and
termine este trabajo,
the basement to create
el pobre
a wonderful
arbolito
ramification
va a
in
ser
the
como
next
¿qué ha
years.
pasado? ¿Dónde? O sea,
To
que
create
tenía un montón de ramas, que esto se ve lleno, ¿no? Lo estáis viendo
very
ahora muy lleno.
interesting and
Pues
wild
luego no va a estar tan lleno.
group of
Pero
Fagus
tendré una buena estructura,
with native
conseguiré
trees, so which will be very interesting. So let's start working on it. So let's start working. I have all my tools ready here. Usually, for deciduous trees, I use three types or three sizes of saw. Many branch cutters like round and flat like the root cutter or the regular one, and of course I use knives to make the cut clean. And very important, when I need to close that cut with a nice callus, I use this pasta that is like with this texture. Probably you know because it's very popular. I know that there are plenty of cut pasta, more, especially liquids and many others, very easy to use, but this is the best. When you really want to close that cut and create a callus, you need this one. So the best is clean the cut with a knife, very sharp, and use the pasta. So now, as I said, I want to remove these wood balls, like this one that looks like a potato, you see? And what can I use there? The smallest show. And why? Because probably it looks like innocent and maybe not very worth it to use, but I will demonstrate that it's absolutely the opposite, because it cut absolutely perfect and easily. And the more special thing is the shape it have, because it's so have a good tapering, and I can work everywhere where I need. So it gives me more precision on the cuts. So I'm going to remove all these, and this will be the new apex. You have to be patient, because sometimes you have in the space. Now I have. Okay. Almost ready. Carefully. Finished. This is not nice on a deciduous tree. Of course, it's a pity that I'm losing this branch, this one, this one, this one, and these three bigger. But this is awful. This is something that I cannot keep. Of course, I can remove some of the dead wood, but it never will be nice. So it's better start again. Not from zero, of course, but start again. So it was here before, and look at it now. So there are some redwood here. And what should I do now? Using the knife, perfect. And now, pasta. What I usually do, because, well, you know, this is sticky, and you try to fix on the wood, and but it stay in your finger. So I fill with water the cup of the pasta, and then wet my fingers, and then I can use it easily. Yeah, as I said, it's not comfortable to use, but this extra efforts, it's very worthy. Okay, this one. This is a branch coming from this trunk in the center of the tree. So it's interesting that a tree in the middle is higher, but because of this is a branch and it's not coming from the main tree, I need to reduce its length. So I have two options. One that is harder is to cut directly here and remove all this piece. And the second option, not so aggressive, is to cut here, leaving these two branches. So I will go for this because, well, if I don't like, I can go to the second option and cut back a little bit lower. But now, again, I use the saw, the mini micro saw, but even there is not almost a space, nor even for this one. So probably here I'm going to need later the knob cutter. You can see. One more thing. Remember, it's very important when you are using a saw, is when you are pushing, you are not putting strength on it. The strength must be applied when you are pulling. This is important. Otherwise, if you press down and push, probably you will break the tool. So when you press without the strength and when you pull strong. Okay, and when you are arriving to the end, slowly what do I have? Okay, not bad. Not bad. But I need to reduce a portion of the wood here, so I will use the small knob cutter. Also very useful. Not the big one, the small one here, in this case. Okay, and what is next? The knife. Okay, much better. Nice. And cut pasta. Then with one hand I make the ball. Like this. I put it on the branch. And with the other hand, and water, I fix it to the branch. Easily. Okay. Okay, much nicer. So this is the line of the trunk, and here this line is cut. So I'm going to substitute this apex for this one, which is more interesting. So I will cut here like this. Many branches away. Vale, this is more interesting. And this one is too long. It's very important to find the right angle to cut. Okay. This one is going to go away. Of course I can keep it cutting here, but for the design I think it's better without it. I need more empty space, a little bit. So and now that all this area is pruned, I will make what you know, to clean the cut and use the pasta, but I'm not going to repeat you all the time the same process, so I will do it here by myself alone. This is going to be the last work on the structure of the tree, and I want to cut this branch, because it is creating like a double apex and I don't need it. So I'm going to cut it. Usually I'm cutting with a small saw, but because here I have space, I'm going to use the root cutter. And here we go. So. Done, I mean. Okay, now the structure is a bit more easy to follow while watching. Okay. What I need to do now is remove all the knobs and cuts that were done before while we were cleaning or removing the dead branches. So pieces cuts like this. Okay, so I will use the saw or the root cutter or whatever. So I will start with this small tree and then I follow with this. So I don't want to forget anything. So I start here and must finish here. So we must be concentrated and don't forget anything. Let's make a balance of the work I've done so far. First I did was take off or remove the balls of wood that the tree had on the top because of having many branches growing in the same point. So that made the tree get more flow, and after that what I've been doing has been eliminate the knobs that the tree had because of the pruning of the dead branches that they had many. So has taken a few hours to make this work properly, and as I explained to you in the video before, I cut with the saw or with the cutters and then clean the scar with the knife and then apply the cut pasta in this, with this texture. And also I explain you the trick to don't get this pasta stick on your fingers, which is very important. So now I have to make the styling of the tree, because so far it was just getting ready the tree for styling, see what is dead or not, and eliminate what obviously was unneeded. So later on I will explain little by little during the process, but what I have to do is some pruning to take care of the silhouette, wiring and styling decisions in the way of creating empty spaces or not,
But this is something that we will see step by step.
For styling this tree, I'm going to use both techniques, wiring and placing the branches in the position, and pruning. So I will start from the right side with a smaller tree, and then the next, and in a process to don't forget any of the branches or any of the trees to be arranged. So probably I will there will be branches left, branches that should be pruned, but I won't, and as well as some shoots like this one. The thing is that the tree have so many scars, and I need a lot of leaves and a lot of growing on the tree to close these scars. So that's why it's probably that I don't cut too much. So it will be in a process. So while the tree is growing and creating new shoots, I will be pruning year by year. That this is the way that I like to work with deciduous trees.
Now I am going to work on this branch that is in the trunk. Is like in the front is like a trunk, as you see, but it's a branch coming from the main trunk. But it's crossing too much to the main trunk, and I will bend it to one side, to the left, and I will use a guide wire, probably. But I need to use wires for these little branches. So I would like to give you a couple of tips. One is about how to use the wire to don't waste too much when you are deciding what length you need to each branch. So what I usually do is take a piece of wire like 1 meter or so, like this, you see? Then, so I select the branches that I want to wire, this one, this one, that's all, because I'm going to cut that one, and oh, maybe with this one. Okay, go for it. So this one. Okay, so now I cut wire, and I have this long piece that I will use with the next branch, for instance this one or whatever. So this is the system. So never I have I never waste too much wire, because I reuse again and again until I finish with that piece. So I'm going to cut this branch because it's too long and go too high, and I don't need it. Probably next year I will cut it closer, but I don't want to compromise the new apex. So we need to use a lot. I don't know how to say in English this part of the hand. Okay. Well, and now I go for the second tip, and it is that.
well, again, we repeat the system. So the thing is that I wire on the deciduous trees different than conifers. I like to do it more loose and with thicker wire to avoid that the wire bite the bark easily. Whip. Like this. Remember that deciduous trees cover everything with leaves, and it's almost impossible to see the branches, and it's very easy to forget about the wire and let him bite the bark. So it's important to find a system that helps you with that issue. So that's why I have this trick. And remember that later I will move here with a guide wire. But that will be later on. And you are seeing that as I'm wiring, I adjust the length of each twig in case I need it. Okay. We'll go for the next. Now I'm near to finish the work, and as you may see, the silhouette of the tree or the canopy is more or less smooth. In the future, I want to make it a little bit more compact, as well as more ramificated. But anyhow. Here there is like a peak growing up, and it's too much. So, and I would like this line decreasing. So I need to reduce here. And there's another thing that we have. This branch here have an interesting line. It's beautiful. Have almost nothing of ramification. But the important thing is that I prefer to open an empty space here, because I think the style is going to improve and will bring a bit of air, an empty space that I think the tree is needing. And also there's something about proportion. There's an issue with the proportion, because this branch to be here, down here, should be thicker as well as these branches, and it's not enough. So I want to go. After a lot of pruning, I got my beech ready. Has been well, a long work, because everything should be done on the tail. I mean, I need to think exactly this branch, I want to keep it or not, what is the direction. Well, these things you know about pruning. There is something that I would like to comment, and it is about well, the empty spaces that I created here, here, here. So the idea is bring the sensation to the feeling to the viewer that he is or she is in front of a big tree in the nature. So if I keep many branches around here and there are not empty spaces, it looks like a bush. It's not. It's just a big amount of branches, and it's not so interesting. So, but now it starts looking like a group of beeches in the nature with
over the grass and in a beautiful place. But of course we must think that this is the first work, so it's going to improve very quickly in the next years. So the canopy is also, well, a little bit more smooth. It have a clearer movement. In the future it will be a little bit more compact, but with higher ramification. And that's all. This year I'm not going to repot, no, not at all, because I need power. I need that the tree have the energy to create new buds, and I don't want to lose any of these tiny twigs and branches. So I don't want to take unnecessary risk, and I need to optimize the resources of the tree have. So nothing about repotting, nothing about pinching when the buds are just open. This is also important. I like, and it's not only that I like, I think it's the way. Let the bud grow to create a shoot, and then prune. But not making, in this case, when the tree need energy, don't pinch too soon. This is important. And that's all. I hope that you enjoy with this work. It's a new piece in the channel, and just remind you to subscribe, because it is very important to us, and it's the way that we could continue producing more videos for you. Of course, if you like, please tell us. If you need any question to be answered or any comment, it's all of these things are welcome. And that's all. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.